Hello, friends. It's good to see you. I hope you're well this day. In this Christmas season, I'd like to tell you the story of a fellow named Oswald Golter, who was a missionary in China 75 years ago. During the time he was there, the Chinese were going through a revolution, and for a period of time, missionaries were not welcome there, and he was asked to leave. So the mission society that sponsored him sent him a check, and he was to book passage on a ship leaving India sometime in the future and use that money to buy his ticket. So he worked his way over to India, and while he was waiting for that ship to arrive, he discovered that there were a great number of Jewish German families living in India, and they were living all over the place. They were living in barns and attics and sheds, and he got to know some of these folks and become friends with them, and he came to discover that the reason they were there is because India was one of very few countries that during and after World War II would accept Jewish refugees. So there were lots of them in India, and they were a long way from home, and it was difficult for them. And so he got to know them a little bit, and it was Christmas season, and so he would say to them, "Merry Christmas," and they said to him, "Well, we're Jews." "I know," he said. And they said, "Well, we don't think you understand. Because we're Jewish, we don't celebrate. We don't mark Christmas." He said, "Oh, I know that. But let me just ask you, if you did celebrate Christmas, what would you like for a gift?" And one of them said to him one day, "The thing that we all really miss is German pastry. Fine German pastry. Boy, it just would so remind us of home, and we really miss it." And the doctor found a baker in India that would make exactly what these folks wanted. And he took that passage check that he was supposed to buy a ticket with, and he cashed it in, and he spent that money buying pastry for these new friends of his. He took it around to them in their sheds and barns, and he brightened up their day just a little bit. Many years later, he was scheduled to speak someplace, and the fellow that introduced him told that story about what he'd done for those Jewish refugees in those days after World War II in India. And when he got up to speak, somebody stood up and said, "Dr. Golter, I don't understand why you would do such a thing. These people don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in. Why would you do such a thing for people who don't even believe in Jesus Christ?" And Dr. Golter's answer was, "Well, I do. I feel like our nation right now is just in the midst of awful turmoil, that we've now divided ourselves up into groups that are the for us and against us groups. And we're so angry with the people who are in the other group, and we're so willing to be critical and judgmental, and we just so want to tell other people that they should have thought this or they should have done that, and I can't believe you made that decision." I wonder if it's possible that we as a nation, and more importantly today, I wonder if it's possible that you and I as individuals have perhaps lost our sense of what it means to be children of God. I want to remind you that Jesus said there are two things that were most important. The first one was that we love God, and the second one was that we love each other. Let me ask you, are you among those who are spending their time thinking about other folks and how you can't believe what they said and what they did? Are you spending an awful lot of time on social media looking through comments people have made and being angry about it and feeling like it's okay to hate their point of view, or worse yet, to hate them and to criticize them and to gossip about them and make fun? I wonder if that's what God intends for us. Dr. Golter spent less time worrying about what those Jewish refugee families believed and more time about what he could do to express the love of God to them. Well, what would happen if we changed our way of thinking a little bit, and we decided that from now on, instead of dividing up and hating and talking about how much we hate this person and how much we can't stand that person, if we might start to say instead, I really want to love these folks. I want to love folks, even the ones who don't agree with me, not just my friends, but all these folks who maybe have a different opinion about things than I do, but they are still the beloved children of God, and I'm going to do the best I can to love them. Are you struggling with this? remember what Jesus said. Love God, love each other, love the world. Friends, for this Christmas season, I hope that that will be the plan you follow. God loves you, you love God, and love each other. So long, friends. See you soon.